French fries and milkshakes, eggs and burgers, fruit and cheese. Here's the most controversial: pizza and pineapple. These are things that sound like an odd combination, but they're actually awesome, especially if you like pizza and pineapple. I'm in that camp. So faith and marketing are like that. They may sound like an odd combination, but they can be great when you put them together. Let's talk about why on today's show.
Welcome to the Higher Purpose Marketing Strategy Podcast. If you're frustrated by marketing and want to stand out from your competition, this is the show for you. Every week, we're discussing how to build a plan that attracts your best customers and aligns with your values. I'm your host, Ashley Conway, follower of Jesus, CEO of Be Weird Marketing, marketing coach, and copywriter. I promise to defeat the ick, yuck, and struggle bus feelings you may have about marketing with a few good stories and proven advice. So let's have fun and get to work.
Unless you're in marketing like I am, you probably don't enjoy it. It may even give you an icky feeling, like the used car salesman image comes up, and you wouldn't be alone. Here's just a few of the quotes I found online about marketing. Marketing is the art of finding clever ways to dispose of what you make. This next one's about advertising, but it's in the same vein. Advertising, the science of arresting human intelligence long enough to get money from it. Ooh. History will see advertising as one of the real evil things of our time. It is stimulating people constantly to want things, want this, want that. Advertising, a judicious mixture of flattery and threats. Ouch. I've got to tell you, that hurts as someone who spent 20 years in the marketing industry. And especially as a Christian, there can just be a lot of yuck factors and feelings around marketing. And we don't want it to be that way because obviously marketing is a big part of what we do as small businesses. So the only way to change that is to reframe how you view marketing. Marketing is really about building relationships. There's nothing icky about that, right? In fact, that is what Christ called us to do. You know, to love other people, you can do that through the relationships you build with your customers. So marketing is not convincing people to buy something they don't want or can't afford. I'm going to say that again because no one really thinks about this anymore. Marketing is not convincing people to buy something they don't want or can't afford. That's unethical. And I know there are plenty of companies who do that, but that is not the way we operate as Christian business owners and Christian-owned companies. Marketing is about connecting with the people who long for the solution you provide. You're not trying to convince someone to get something they don't want. You're either telling someone who already wants the thing you offer, or you're reminding them that they want it or have a need for it. So if you look at marketing that way, that should change the way you see your marketing, and that should change your feelings about marketing. And your have to can become a want to if you look at it that way. It's just the bridge between your company and the people that you want to help. That's marketing. It's just a bridge. Okay, so now that we know marketing can be done with integrity and kindness, let's talk about how marketing relates to faith. After all, this is the Higher Purpose Marketing Strategy show. We're all about how faith is incorporated into our businesses. So I think as Christian business owners, we can all agree that we want our faith to be integrated into or influence every part of our lives. It's something John Eldredge likes to call wholeheartedness. Like you're not trying to squeeze God into the rest of your life. You're centering God, and all your life comes next. That includes your business and your marketing. So what we're sharing today and talking about are 3 ways our faith can influence our marketing. Let's start with number 1. Share your brand story. So your brand story, if you haven't heard it, you probably heard the term, but maybe you haven't heard it broken down before. It includes why you started your business, the story around that, your core values, your mission. So why do you do what you do? Why do you keep going when you're in a hard season and you want to quit. That's your mission that keeps you going. So you can include this type of information on your about page, in your bios, in any interviews that you do, whether it's for media, for podcast. You can talk about this in networking events or when asked by potential customers. When you're in those situations, be who you are. If your story, which I'm guessing it is, has some element of faith, just tell your story. We are striking the balance between being pushy about our faith, which won't be effective, especially not in this day and age, and also not mentioning it at all. Either way is not the right way. Just be authentic and tell your true story. Don't be afraid to be honest if your faith is a part of brand story. You don't have to preach. You don't have to be a pastor. You're just telling what happened to you. Number 2, incorporate your values into your messaging. You all know that is a big part of what we promote here at B Word Marketing and on this show. Let your values lead your messaging and in your marketing. So it's likely that your company values also align with your faith just because you defined them, and a part of you, your personal values, a lot of times at least align. They may not be identical to, but they will align with your company values. So here's the examples. What are common company values? Service, teamwork, respect, integrity. All these align with the Bible. But what happens with most companies is that they put their values in an employee workbook or on the wall as some kind of decor. And then that's kind of where they stay as something you review with new employees sometimes. But as Christian CEOs, we're going to take it a step further because we know how critical values are. Those are the things that we want to live out, both personally and professionally. So let's incorporate those into every aspect of your business, including marketing. So let's say one of your company values, a very common one, like 5-star service, right? So you're going to break that down into specific things that you can do in your marketing for your customers. So you're going to take the lens of 5-star service and hold it over everything you do. And you're also going to promote that as a benefit of working with you. Like, we, XYZ company, 5-star service. You're going to put that, on nearly everything that you put out. And then you're also going to give examples. 5-star service looks like this. It looks like we follow up after every appointment or every service. We follow up and see, do you need anything else? Did we do everything to your satisfaction? Whatever that looks like, you look at the step of the puzzle. When they sign on as a new customer, how do we make that a 5-star service experience? Do you communicate what happens next? Do you give them some sort of a welcome gift or email? Or, you just hold up the 5-star service lens, let's say, to every single part of the process. And that's just the way that you incorporate that one value into your whole marketing journey. And you do that with each one of your values. Now, granted, you don't want to have 10 values or you're going to wear yourself out trying to incorporate those into everything you do. So, keep it 4 or 5, something like that. Now, number 3, create a service-focused customer experience. This is one of my absolute favorite things to talk about, customer experience. We have, as Christ followers, we're called to have a servant's heart and to serve others before ourselves, to serve the least of these, right? And your customer experience is one of the best places to demonstrate that. And it doesn't have to be difficult or time-consuming or expensive. You're looking at, this, and this kind of plays off number 2 in terms of creating this 5-star service experience. So things like a handwritten card, clear pricing, where you're very upfront about this is how much things cost, these are additional fees. You may even decide to put that on your website because you want to be very upfront. You want to be transparent about your pricing, not make people jump through 3 hoops before they find out how much your service or product will actually cost. Here's another one, accepting responsibility for mistakes and correcting them quickly. I mean, just think about the interactions that you have had with other businesses and how rare that is that they say, I apologize that this happened. It was our fault and we will make it right. And this, quick amount of time at no charge to you. Those are the things that you're like, you tell other people about, right? And that's the whole thing. You treat people well, they do your marketing for you, and that's not even the purpose behind it. Here's another one. Good communication. I feel like this is a rarity among today's businesses that if you schedule an appointment, you follow up with confirmations, you follow up with reminders, you thank them afterward, right? Show up. Show up when you're supposed to show up. How many times, oh my gosh, how many times has there been you have an appliance problem, or you have a repair that you need to your home, or you're getting contractors to come in, and you're like, the easy part is just showing up. If they could just show up, then, everything would be better. And that's, you feel like that is the no-brainer thing to do. And just getting people to show up on time is, such a rare thing. So it's little things like that. They all add up to helping your customers to feel served well and cared for. Another idea would be gifts. A small gift, if you have a longtime customer or a client and they have either a loss in their family, or they're celebrating something like a wedding or a baby, that you send them something small to say, you're not just a sale for me. I see you as a person and I want to celebrate or grieve with you. Now, imagine with me a company that did this. They send handwritten cards. Maybe it's, thank you for your business on their anniversary, something like that. They have clear pricing. They accept responsibility for their mistakes and fix them quickly. They have great communication. They send small gifts when appropriate. Can you imagine what people would say about a company that operates like that? They are going to spread the word like wildfire. I mean, you look at the first one that comes to my head is Chick-fil-A. And really the thing I remember about them most that's so little is that when you order and you say, thank you, they say, my pleasure. It's the little things. And I have gone to some others that I won't name, and I will thank them for taking my order, giving me my food, and they're like, yep, or they say nothing. They say nothing. It's the little things that, when added together, spread the word about your business for you. And I would think that just from a biblical perspective, great service is probably something that we all have in common, that we all want to provide. So these are just the 3 ideas for incorporating your faith into your marketing. And keep in mind, none of these are pushy, preachy. None of these, even though some great companies do it, none of these are putting Bible verses on things and sending them out. These are just authentic, really kind ways to treat people that show them love. And that's what starts conversations with customers, right? So let's review these. Number 1, share your brand story. Just your story of why you started your business and what your mission is. 2, incorporate your values into your messaging and all of your marketing, really. Use your values rather than just let them set in a workbook. 3, create a service-focused customer experience. I know these are big things. So the homework for today is not as practical. This isn't a black and white thing that you just set some values, say we're going to do this, and it's just one solution and it works for everybody who's listening. I don't even believe one-size-fits-all solutions exist. This is just the start of a conversation about faith in business, faith in marketing, and how they can coincide. It's not that you leave your faith and your personal beliefs at the door before you walk into work. They can coincide, even if not all of your employees are believers, even if you're not targeting customers who are believers. No, none of those things have to be true. You can still take the principles of your faith, the bedrock of your faith, and bring that into your business. And that's one of the things we're here to help you. So like I said, this is just the start of a conversation. Have this conversation with your team. Tell me your thoughts on the topic. You can send me a DM at BeWeirdMarketing on Instagram. So let's go to the listener question. how can I incorporate my faith into my marketing without coming across as pushy or losing potential customers who might not share my beliefs? That's from Jennifer. Oh, Jennifer, this is such an understandable question, especially in kind of the culture we live in. Everybody, it's the cancel culture, right? We have lost the ability to disagree with someone and still respect them. It's become, if I disagree with you, I want nothing to do with you. So we do want to be aware of that and be sensitive to that. So what I'm going to say first, always pray for wisdom. Don't just listen to what I say because, I'm just a human like you are. So pray to the one who's not. Pray to the one who does have all the wisdom and does know your business and does know your customer even better than you do. My personal philosophy about this is kind of the same that I've heard in many sermons, many pastors on sharing your testimony, which is just share your story. And I'll tell you why. I don't want to get into a theological or religious debate with people on social media or, wherever it may be. That's just not what I feel called to do. What I do want to do also, though, is be honest and to share my story and to be kind to everyone, even if, and this is so hard, even if they fiercely disagree with me or they criticize me. I'm not telling you that's easy. I'm not telling you I'm great at it, but that is my heart, that I still want to be kind to those people and give them space to disagree. It's not easy, but who said that faith was? So that is my recommendation for Jennifer is, tell your story when appropriate, like those things that we talked about earlier, and just share your values. Make sure your potential customers are experiencing your biblical values, and they won't even know it, right? They will notice that something's different about the way you do business, but they may not know that that's because you know Christ, and that's okay. That's just the beginning. If marketing is about relationships, that's just the beginning of the relationship. So that's all for today's show. And, incorporating your faith will make you stand out from your competition. That's an important way. And, that's what my heartbeat is. There are also many other ways to stand out from your competition as well. I want you all to have access to that because that's the first thing we have to do, right? We have to stand out from our competitors in order to attract potential customers. You can't look like all of your competitors just with a different logo. So I have created this free 40-minute training on 10 reasons you aren't standing out from your competition. I want to make sure you all get that. It's a great resource and it will definitely help steer your marketing for the rest of the year. You can get that at bit.ly/marketingstandout. Thanks so much for listening, and I pray that this has been a blessing to you and has just given you some new ideas about your faith and your business.
Thanks for listening to today's show. For all things podcast, including transcripts, extra resources, and a place to submit questions for the show, visit higherpurposemarketingstrategy.com. I'd also love for you to do me 2 quick favors. 1, leave a review on Apple Podcasts, and 2, share this episode with your colleagues. And that's a wrap. Meet you back here next week.